Good morning, all you beautiful people. It's time for me to do an update. Since last week, what has happened in our overall broader markets and also the crypto markets? Let's jump into the charts and I will take a look at that. And also, I want to show you something else today that I've spotted. I just discovered this yesterday. I haven't been watching this closely, but this could be a very good, in my opinion, bullish sign. All right, let's get started. So here is our dollar, and you can see that we have not only met my expected target for the dollar, but we have also exceeded that. And continuing the whole geopolitical situation, Russia, Ukraine, US, NATO, etc., we could see that dollar continue to strengthen against the euro and ruble especially. So that is currently what is giving our dollar strength, along with the expectation of a Fed hike in March. That's coming here shortly. All right, and the VIX, not sure if new prices are in at this point. We'll see where this trend continues, but you can see I've got a purple trend line going up, and at some point I expect us to break below this trend line as we have, the cycles in a typical market. Psychologically, you can't hold so much fear and anxiety for a long period of time before you just need psychologically you need that rest. All right, so I do expect the fear index to break down at some point. Not sure if it's going to be this week, next week, when it's going to be, but we will reach a climax of sorts at some point, and if the dollar comes down with it, then you know what the markets will do. I've got silver and gold up here because those are also kind of an indicator I use to measure the psychology of the market. When the market is very uncertain, people trend over to more stable commodities and assets like precious metals. And so you can see that silver and gold are picking up steam. In fact, look at that spike on gold. All right, so we continue to see spikes in the silver and gold markets, indicating the amount of uncertainty regarding current geopolitical situations. All right, and then we'll see, obviously, if the dollar is up and the VIX is up, indexes tend to be down. Almost always that is the case. All right, now on to the crypto markets, what you're really concerned about. I want to start with total here because we did do something yesterday, but we did not confirm it, and that is right here. Our candle broke below this particular trend line. I was looking for confirmation, meaning that could mean altcoins continue to go lower against Bitcoin, or maybe with Bitcoin, depending on what happens. But the next candle opened and is now above our black trend line. So no confirmation on that one. We need to break below that, close below that trend line, open another candle, and preferably a third open and closing below that particular trend line for me to be a believer that the bears are back in charge here. Otherwise, I remain long. All right, and here's Ethereum. Key support was not conquered by the bears, and we are back above that support. The biggest support for Ethereum is down here, though, of course, because we have our lowest of the lows with these candle wicks down. So we've got a support there at $2,331. All right, Bitcoin dominance continuing to do exactly as expected. When I drew this circle area a couple weeks ago, I said we were going to break to the upside of this descending triangle above the 200-day, and we should be expected to continue or to range within this area for the next, well, it's practically almost mid-March, isn't it? March 8th. All right, so for another week, 2, maybe 3 weeks, we continue in this area. At some point, I do expect us to hit our heads on this area up here. I don't expect us to go through it immediately, but we may try a couple times. And in the future, maybe this is months down the road, we could break above it. And where would we go? We would go up to our 47% resistance area. All right, so that's what you're looking at for a target up there. I'm going to get rid of all these things before I move to the next. I'll come back and do that after the video. Bitcoin has, once again, look at this, guys. This is absolute. This trend line has provided so much reliance, really, as an indicator. And our wick down here yesterday touched it exactly, precisely at what was that price? $37,166. Now the trend line approximately rises around 50, I would say $52, $53 per day, something like that. I haven't done the math exactly. So today's low you should just be able to add, $52, $53 to that 37,166 price, which would bring you to 37,200, making me do math this morning already, 215-ish. All right, so that would be the low that the bears would want to conquer and close below. And then I would want to see another candle and 2 candles opening and closing below that trend line, which has provided us tremendous support. All right, all the way back from when we broke above 20,000. All right, all the way back here from the 18th of December. Now I've got this trend line actually drawn from October, I believe, of September of 2019. All right, where in that case it was providing resistance. Now once we broke above in December of 20, it has only provided support. You can see we came down here and touched 2 body candles to the support, testing it, and once we hit that, it was off to the races again. All right, and then over here provided us support. Let me get rid of this volume so it doesn't. Where is that? Can't see what I'm doing here. All right, there. So we've got support right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here. 5 times since January. 5 times that has provided us support. Has not broken yet, guys. Will it break? I don't know. I don't know if it'll break or not. It remains to be seen. But I've said all along, as long as we remain above that black trend line, I am long this crypto market. Now let me just jump over and show you a couple things that I have discovered. First of all, I don't know if you guys remember a video I did the beginning of January. I took a screenshot from that video. And basically, let me just preface this real quick. I discuss the possibility that this head and shoulders pattern was not legitimate. Not only did I discuss that, I made a pretty bold call, because head and shoulders pattern will typically play out 85% of the time. So to go against a probability like that in a market that is already trending down is pretty bold. And I said, I don't believe that this is a head and shoulders pattern. I don't believe we're going to reach our target. Our target was pointing to 24,000. I don't know if you all remember that, but you can see me discussing that in many of these daily update videos. All right. So far we have not reached that 24,000 target. And I said, if we get down there, we might as well just go to 20,000. All right. We have not reached that. And in fact, I was even skeptical we would break this blue ascending trend line here. I made a call that we would not, but we did break it. Remember though, I said there was one exception. One exception. This is pretty, this story is getting more insane, as if we have not seen insanity already. But I said there's 2 big, huge wallet holders in the Bitcoin market which I do not trust. All right, let me jump over to my screenshot of that video on January 6th that I put out. I pointed to, let me highlight this real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll put some arrows up here. All right. One. I don't like that color, but you guys get the picture. You guys can see that, right? I'm not going to change that. All right. I'm using yellow arrows to point to two government entities. One is the U.S. government, and the other is the Chinese government. All right. I said the only exception to my call was, will these guys, and I was suspicious, will these guys sell and suppress the price even further? All right, so China owned at that time almost $11 billion worth of Bitcoin, Bitcoin, not crypto, Bitcoin. And the U.S. government owned approximately another $4 billion. All right, so all said and done, that's $15 billion worth of crypto. All right, now let's jump out of there. So I haven't followed this chart closely, but I figured, and I'll put the link to the chart if you guys are interested in the description. And I know I often, let me jump off of my screenshot here. I know I often claim I'll put the link in the description and then I forget. I will remember to do that this time. And if I don't, please remind me. All right. I sometimes am in a hurry with these videos. I do this as a hobby. And so I don't have a lot of time between what I actually do full time and this. But anyways, $15 billion worth of crypto is a lot of crypto. And when the market is already in a drawback, and I've expressed this and explained this with another altcoin, and you guys can view those videos. I'll put the playlist in the description to my Jasmy videos explaining how the developers are suppressing the price and camouflaging their price suppression in the drawback, which is often done on the crypto market. You don't want to be glaringly obvious. So you want to camouflage as you're unloading crypto in a drawback and bring the price just a little bit faster and lower than the rest of the market overall, and therefore disguising your suppression techniques and campaign. And so I decided, well, I'll jump back over to this Airtable chart that tracks apparently the largest crypto holders and see what it currently has. All right, and lo and behold, where is China? Where is the U.S. government? Are they anywhere here in the top 60 holders? I see one government entity, and that's El Salvador. I don't see China. I don't see the U.S. government. So could it be possible? And I'm not sure, I'm not saying that I know for sure this chart is 100% correct. Now, this guy who keeps track of this chart or lady or entity has all the sources cited for each one of these wallets. All right, so they try their best to be transparent and trustworthy, and every source that I've clicked on and it has cited seems to be reliable, either coming from in the case of MicroStrategy, a tweet they put out themselves, or straight to the wallet. All right, and so what I'm saying is this chart now is indicating there is no Chinese government entity being a top holder. There is no U.S. government entity being a top holder. So between the time I put out that video, January 6th, and now, either the chart was updated and they sold before, or they sold during the interim, suppressing the price. Now, back to what I said about jumping below this trend line. I was skeptical we would do that. This was on January 5th or 6th. I put out this video. I believe it was 6th. And guess what happened during that time? The U.S. government and the Chinese government disappeared. Did they provide liquidity to this market to suppress the price by keeping that sell wall just a bit higher than the buy wall. Did they? That's the question of the hour. But it is extremely suspicious to me that now I look at that chart and the Chinese government and the US government have disappeared. Same chart. Here's the screenshot again. There they are. All right. Updated chart. Gone. All right. And so maybe my suspicion, maybe my call was right all along, because I did make that exception. And if they had not sold, we would still be above this blue line. I don't know. Just a suggestion. Either way, guys, we are still above this black trend line. And as I've stated, as long as we remain above that, tested it 5 times now since December, and the bears have not been able to break it. Will they be able to break it? Again, that's all, I can't predict that. All I'm saying is that is my line in the sand. And I need confirmation to prove that we can go lower. So, bottom line here is, as long as the key support continues to hold, I will remain long this crypto market. All right, so for more videos like this, guys, just be sure to do what you know what to do, and you'll get those updates. Preferably come to my site and subscribe there, because you'll get everything over there. All right, peace, y'all.